Hey guys, can you hear me? Oh man, what a race. Definitely not my sort of race, being too flat. So it is what it is. We managed to secure second place overall. Chris did a fantastic job to hold on to the high Bs. I actually got dropped at the end of a small incline. I didn't have. I think I didn't believe in myself because I could have, but I didn't manage to. So we did not manage to latch with the group in front, but we managed to make the stage a good race. We really pushed a lot with 3.7 for 20 minutes. So that's already quite a lot. We can have a look at the statistics now, guys. So we did 3.7 for 20 minutes, 4.345. Fantastic effort, definitely. Unfortunately, the guys didn't want to push with me. The chasing group was actually catching us, which was even made it worse because we had over a minute, and we ended up with only what 12 seconds, as you can see. So pretty disappointed with my group, because we could have definitely had a bigger impact on this race. We could have definitely caught Chris because he was actually, for some odd reason, falling back. I don't know whether he ended up alone or not. But unfortunately, the three other Cs didn't do 1 cent of pulling, which is sad. I did so many pulls, I got smashed. But it is what it is, and tomorrow is another day. Yeah, Michael, man, thank you very much for helping me a bit. I really appreciate it. Even the other bees, to be fair, they didn't do jack shit. Um, but we can't do, and we cannot command. I tried, writing, guys, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And even on the escalator, I said, listen, now we're gonna push on the escalator, the last bump, and I said, we will be able to at least try and go, but um, yeah, now we're having a bit of a franny. The now I'm gonna start my banter. Yeah, Franny pushed me, of course. I mean, if she was in the race, she would have pushed me even more with her strong words. Okay, guys, let's have a look at what we did today. Yeah. Ah, well, for 20 minutes we did 248 watts, which is even higher than my previous best, which was 242. So that's good. Nice. Ooh, what's up here? Oh, 2 minute PR, guys. Yeah, buddy. 2 minute PR. Nice. Okay. We're trying, huh? As you can see, we are really trying day after day. So sad that actually I got dropped by Chris, but very good ride by him. Hmm. Um, no, I wasn't slow. Well, I hope not. What do you think? Come in. Ah. Guys, we have to understand some very important facts. This is not a tour for me because this tour is mainly flat. A race like today, flat London, yeah? London flat, whatever it's called. If I don't see a bump, I'm practically almost useless. So today, on that small bump, we try to stick and stay with the A's and A pluses, which we managed to stay. But in the end, I was blowing all cylinders. I didn't have the edge to stay with Chris. Should have stayed with Chris. But then it appears that he either blew up or his stuck. I don't know what happened there. I need to ask him. Thank you, Camille, man. Thank you very much, man. Very appreciated. Um, uh, guys, let's have a look at Strava. Yes, let's have a look at Strava. So now you might not be seeing me anymore, and we also need to have a look at the event schedule. So we have tomorrow we have Richmond, if I'm not mistaken. So if we go race schedule and we go ECRO, so that's today. Stage 5 is tomorrow. It's Richmond, yes. And then we have Makuri Islands on Sunday. I'm doing the 2 p.m. I think. Wow. Um, what we have here? Oof. Monday we have Yorkshire. Okay, this is a race that can give me some pleasure. Yorkshire. What do we have in terms of the World's Harrogate? So this basically has pot bank and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Um, this is gonna be good. So let's log in on Strava. So today we did a 2 minute PR if I'm not mistaken. Oh Michael, you can do it Monday. Why not, mate? I need you, for my race. Okay, so let's have a look at Strava. The FTP went up with another one or two. 253. Okay, so this today. I think we should have won this race today, but especially with Chris falling back for some odd reason at the end. Then I said, damn it. But yeah, GG to him. He raced greatly, so deserved. Oh my God. What do we have here? Petit Boucle. I think Petit Boucle has the Petit KOM, yeah? I'm not sure. In terms of route, I think it has. If that's the case, that would be fantastic. Camille, you're doing great, mate, and you have to obviously give time to time. My suggestion for you would definitely be one very important advice that I did not adhere to before, and it's basically get some structured training, get a coach, get some online training platform, anything, um, but it definitely will help in the long run. So for sure, you can definitely improve with that. I'm using and I have subscribed to Trainer Road. I haven't yet used it as I should because I haven't done any type of planner, long-term planner, because I started using Trainer Road around 1 month ago. But obviously, then we had the Chasing Classics races, and then we have the Chasing Pink Tour. Once the Chasing Pink is over, then um, uh, I will start obviously like a two month training plan, and then we will try and see what type of new target I can go for. What I can tell you for sure is that I managed to achieve wonderful things with some structured, very little structured training, meaning that before I used to race almost every day, so I was always feeling cooked. When I'm joining a race, I'm always trying too much, pushing too hard every day. So the room for improvement was a very hit and miss plateau. When I rested, in terms of resting, I mean I still rode my bike, but I did zone one, zone two, included some intervals, included some threshold, sweet spot training, stuff like that. When, as they say in English, when push comes to shove, and when I had to do a performance, more often than not, the performance was there. I managed to bring the best out of me. I managed to hit new PR numbers, PR watts, and PR watt per kilo. Um, so um, you need to be patient. You need to be very disciplined. You need to listen to your body. If sometimes the program is telling you, listen, you need to do threshold training, but you're not feeling up to it, you actually need to either just do a zone two ride, zone one ride, smooth pedal, just get 30 minutes in at least, and uh, and call it a day, or else literally take a rest day. There is absolutely nothing you need to be shy of by going slow. We can adopt the same thing and procedure, obviously, when it comes to also distance running, because I'm a runner, as you all guys know. Um, so you cannot push or you cannot do track training every day. You cannot race every day, but you need to structure your training in a manner that when a race comes along, you are well tapered, you are well prepared, and fresh enough that you can push the pace per kilometer as you wish. So yeah, Franny, but listen, to be fair with you, you are a category above the rest, I think, when it comes to women. I think you are just below pro athlete when it comes to women racing. So you have definitely nothing to be envy of for what you are doing in terms of racing. You are doing fantastically well. You are competing very well with the men and placing in very good positioning. Even your ZRS score says it all. I think you have over 700 ZRS, which is fantastic. And let's be honest, you are at a very nice age that you are still performing compared to much younger women who don't even have half your power or your ability to actually achieve what you are currently achieving. So from my side, chapeau, you are a very gifted rider, So whatever you're doing, obviously it's working. We can always improve, but definitely whatever you're doing is working and you're achieving fantastic results. Same for you, Camille. I remember you a few months ago, you were a D category rider who was not able to push certain amount of watts, who was not capable of sustaining certain amount of watts. And nowadays you are capable of pushing strong watts and competing with good C category riders. Obviously, you need to take care and you need to be smart because the uh, the desire to go and push every day, day in day out, is very high. I used to do that. I used to race every day. I used to dig a hole a day after another, and we would do it more and dig deeper until one day the body will tell you, listen, mate, that's it. You cannot push me further. I need to rest. I'm burnt out. The immune system starts complaining. You start getting ill more. You are not capable of reaching certain power numbers. You are not capable of doing any PRs. You're climbing KOMs. That was something which actually I started noticing as a climber. Time pass, and you always try to say, okay, I want to climb this hill or this mountain in a certain time. You go and you are like 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes slower. And you say, okay, what's wrong, man? I'm training more. More time has passed since that day that I've done this PR and I'm not capable of achieving it. What's wrong with me? Um, so yeah, let's have a look at Strava, guys, if it decides to work. Because sometimes, yep, it's working now. So, and yeah, guys, sometimes I get a bit upset, I get pissed off, and I sometimes write bullshit on Zwift chat. I'm a very competitive guy, and I really like to just go max out, all in, whatever I have. No shit, I take nothing into, how do you say? I don't want to be or make excuses. I want to just push, 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 and make sure to achieve the very best performance possible. So when I see a group like today that we're trying to, to push and do some stuff and achieve something together and not being able of doing so because there wasn't enough effort from those that wanted or were part of the group, you know, it pisses me off a bit because we're here to race, we're here to bring the very best out of our racing, and we definitely want to go to sleep. From my side, that's how it works. Go to sleep and achieve the best performance possible. But if we decide not to do nothing, and we decide to stay, sit back, relax, and not to do any work, then I say, okay, man, what did we do today? Nothing. We just rode for fun. It's a tour, and people who are and who have a champion mindset will definitely um, want to bring the very best out of themselves. And today I can go to sleep. I say, listen, I got dropped by a very good rider. Congratulations for his obviously win, but at least I did my utmost best within the group dynamics that we had to bring the very best out of this situation. We were getting caught by the rear group. We had over a minute at one point in time. We ended finishing with what, 13, 14 seconds. So I really juiced myself into achieving this result, but obviously it upsets me because I know that with the group dynamics that we had today, we could have actually caught Chris. and the EGAP would have been 0. I could have even taken the win. As you can see, I left with 1.4k to go. I made a huge surge. I managed to keep the advantage up to 8 seconds. So then I could relax and obviously take the second place overall. But my mentality is always much higher than those. Hopefully, much higher than those who are okay with losing. I'm not okay with losing, guys. I'm a bad loser. I want to win every time if possible. I want to achieve my very best at every time in every situation, and it only fuels me to bring the very best out of myself. And basically that is it. I think I have a problem with me showing you guys the Strava. I don't know why. Let me see whether I am capable of showing you what we have on screen, but I don't think I can. For some odd reason. Wait a moment. I think I think we managed. So we go here and we go Strava and we go here. I think we can actually show you guys Strava. Let's see if it works. Yes, it works now, finally. Okay, guys, so let's have a look at what we did today. Okay, so as you can see here, I installed. It's called Source for Strava. It's an add-on that includes more details to your current Strava application. And today we can say that we have achieved some very good numbers. So for 5 seconds, we had a very good PR of 8.5 watt per kilo. 2 minutes, we achieved a two. We achieved sorry a 5.1 watt per kilo effort. I'm very glad with that. That's a new PR. Also here we can have a look at the analysis. I think. Let's see what we can have here. Not sure. Not sure how it works. So we ended 48 overall today. Interesting. So I want to show you guys the graph. How do I do that? I don't know. Help me. Power curve. Okay, good. So this is my power curve, yeah. And I want to show all time. How do you do that? Or maybe I can do that from Strava. Let me check. The power curve. Yeah, that's it. So all of 2025. Yeah. So yeah, guys. So yeah, today because it was a PR. So here we have, as you can see, all of 2024 we had a max best of 347 watts. Today we did 357, so 10 watts higher. 2 minutes. Best was 344. We have 349. Nice. We also are coming close to a 15-minute PR. Only from this ride. That's great. I hope that you guys have a look at all these statistics because it really helps you understand better how you have ridden, what you have done. And as you can see, for example, I was very efficient when I needed to draft people. So it was like 25% of my race was just drafting behind riders. But obviously then I paid up because I was 22, 23 minutes of zone 5 anaerobic and zone 7. Can you imagine that? So we did 17 minutes, even more, above 300 watts, guys. So 300 watts for me is 4.3, I think. 4.3. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. For a guy who before never used to mm, touch 250 watts, you know? Yes, we are character people, Franny, you know, and the people like us, how do you say? Mm, People like us, either they love us or they hate us. And they hate us not because we are bad people, but we are so strong and determined. I call myself iron-willed character, you know, that I don't give up easily, and if there's a possibility of a 1% chance, I will take it. Um, Obviously, the way I was born helps a lot in this kind of mindset because I've never given up, whatever happened in my life. So um, I always tried not to feel the sorry type of personality, and people who used to say, "Oh, poor him," you know, because he has one arm or whatever, used to actually piss me off because I don't want to see or be called like that. I'm a man like everyone else. If I have a disability, it's okay. I'm working around it. I'm feeling fine with it. So let me, see it as a problem. If there's a problem, don't need to tell me that it's a problem or something like that. Especially if I don't see it as a problem myself. As you can see, I'm riding the bike. You need your arms, obviously, when riding a bike because you need to balance yourself. You need to stabilize your positioning. You need to power up when you need to push the watts with the I cannot do it, and sometimes I even slip when I'm riding out the saddle, where I'm not concentrating and I just need to do something. Sometimes my elbow slips from the handlebar. It's okay, I don't care, you know. These things happen and everything is okay, and we will continue, trying and trying and trying and come out of the saddle more often and practice. And one day, like, nowadays, I don't have any issues with slippages or mishaps. Um, I got used to. I always try to adapt myself in the current situation that I am, and it is what it is. That's all. Let's see whether the ECRO site got updated with the results or not. Let's see. I don't think they have updated them yet. Nope, not yet. Um, so now we are. Welcome to Sapphire. Hopefully, I'm still Sapphire. Because we might actually drop because Chris beat us today, and Chris is not yet a Sapphire. He's still an Amethyst, so basically my score should go down, I think, by a bit. But anyways, but yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Obviously, I'm here to chat with you, and now that the race is over, we can discuss anything you would like to. Ah, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow we have Richmond. It's a route that doesn't honestly give me too many opportunities, I think, because it's more of a puncher route. It's pretty short, which is great, which is 25, I think, kilometers, what we have. Obviously, we have three very important climbs at the end, especially the last one. But I think the most important hill, I think, is actually Libby Hill because it's a 1 minute 30, 1 minute 40 effort that you need to really power and push up. And if you do that, you're in the good. So the plan is to attack on there. Obviously, there's that second very, very, very steep climb of around the 15 up to 18, I think, percent. Very short, but very steep. I forgot the name. Let's see. Let's see it together. Let's go on Zwift. So we go dashboard activity. Let's have a look at the Richmond. Richmond. Dashboard, no, training. My activities. And that's called, let's go with Richmond. Let's go with this. It's not the loop around, but we did the KOMs. So basically we have 23rd Com Street Reverse. No, not that one. It's very short. Remind me, guys. Com Reverse it is. Yeah, this is the one. So this is Libby. Then we turn. Then we go down here. We don't do it. Governor. Yes, Governor. Where's the route? Why I cannot find this? Richmond UCI, I think it's called. Huh. Pacer group with Genie. World's 2015 course. This is the one. So we have Libby Hill. 23rd Street. This is the one. Oh my god. That's tough. This is the one here. You turn around and then boom. Mhm. Oof, my best result 34 seconds. This was, I think, chasing something. Chasing Saxo. No, chasing Blunder. Yeah. Oof. 437 watts. For Christ's sake. And that is something that can definitely, make or break. For example, my second best is 7 seconds, are 7 seconds apart. With 7 seconds, you're done. You lost everything. You lost draft, you lost the group separation. So yeah, definitely tomorrow is gonna be a very important part. You're not gonna gain too much, but you're gonna gain enough to drop crucial people that are part of your GC. Um, so, so yeah, let's see. And yeah, should be streaming at around the same time as today, 7:30 p.m. CET. And then Sunday we should be doing the race on Makuri, the Neokyo, whatever it is, um, at 2 p.m. Okay, guys, so let's refresh a bit the activity list because we have still only till yesterday, as you can see here, from Chasing Pink. So yesterday we won the race. Today we came second overall. Some very nice, consistent results on the ECRO World Tour, chasing pink. So that's okay. Some nice numbers, so I'm very pleased with that. I think we can include some few others. I think, and let me check filtered. No, column 2 minutes. Yeah, need to include 2 minutes. Yeah, look at that, guys. PR 2 minutes. Bam. The last three races, in the last three races, we PR'd on all counts. 1 minute PR, 2 minutes today, 5 minutes yesterday again, and 20-minute PR in the ITT stage where we hit for the very first time 4 watt per kilo, the magic number. So far we got upgraded to 8 from this because we finished 10th, but we had two riders that got bumped into B because they were incorrectly placed in C. So we have 8 position, fourth, first yesterday, and second today. Yep. I'll see you tomorrow, Fran. I think if you're racing in the morning, I'll pop by, pop by your stream. I start working at 11 tomorrow, so you'll be racing, I think, usually at 11:30. So I might pop by to say hi quickly. I'll make sure to get the notification that you're going online. I already have it. And I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for the wonderful support. And wishing you all a beautiful weekend. Take care and ride on. Ciao, ciao, guys.